These Italian 100 lire coins might look ordinary, but what if I told you they hold secrets that collectors in the US are desperately hunting for? Coins that survived political chaos, economic shifts, and decades of history. Yet some of them could be worth far more than you think. Today, we're unlocking the hidden stories, rare errors, and shocking truths behind the 1976 and 1979 100 lire. And trust me, you'll never look at a foreign coin the same way again. Welcome back to Numis Explorer. The Italian 100 lire coin from 1976 may seem like a simple stainless steel piece at first glance, but the moment you hold it in your hand, you are actually holding a silent witness to one of Italy's most unpredictable periods of the 20th century. The coin features Minerva, the Roman goddess of wisdom and strategic warfare, standing gracefully while touching an olive tree, a symbol of peace and growth. But behind this gentle design lies a much deeper story, one that mixes political tension, Italy's economic struggles, and artistic brilliance. Designed by Giuseppe Romagnoli, this coin wasn't just meant to be used for payments. It was designed to represent Italy's identity during a decade that tested the nation's patience and courage. The year 1976 sits right in the middle of Italy's years of lead, a period filled with uncertainty, social movements, and rapid industrial changes. Every Italian who carried this coin carried a tiny piece of national spirit, unaware that in the future collectors would examine it for hidden secrets, minting variations, metal composition, and historical clues. And as you look closer, you start to feel that this coin has far more to say than its face value of 100 lire. In 1976, Italy was facing massive economic pressure, with inflation rising and political divisions making international headlines. Yet, in the middle of this chaos, the Italian mint kept producing coins that reflected stability and strength. The 100 lire coin was among the most trusted pieces of currency because of its durability, made from agmonitol, a high-grade stainless steel that resisted rust and lasted for decades. This unique metal choice itself revealed Italy's mindset, a desire to create money that represented toughness and resilience when the nation needed it the most. Millions of these coins circulated daily through the hands of workers, merchants, travelers, and students, becoming an essential part of everyday life. But what makes the 1976 version even more interesting is that it came during a transitional stage of Italy's economy, which later connected to the foundations of the European Union and, eventually, the euro currency. That means the 1976 100 lire stands as a living artifact from the final era of Italy's independent monetary system. Many collectors today believe that the 1976 coin, especially in high-grade or with minting errors, may hold hidden value that has yet to be fully discovered. The engraving itself reveals layers of meaning that many never notice. Minerva is not just a goddess. She represents intelligence, strategy, and the ability to remain calm in the middle of struggle. She stands beside the olive tree as if she is guiding Italy toward peace and prosperity in a decade filled with tension. The olive tree, with its detailed branches and leaves, symbolizes the hope that Italy would continue to grow despite its internal challenges. Some historians interpret the design as symbolic propaganda meant to encourage unity among Italians during a period when protests and ideological conflicts were shaping the nation. And when you examine the coin closely, you notice the subtle details that reveal the incredible craftsmanship of Romagnoli. Small textures in Minerva's clothing, the curve of the leaves, the balance between strength and harmony. These tiny artistic touches show that even in times of national hardship, Italy continued to prioritize beauty and cultural sophistication. This duality makes the 1976 100 lire more than money. It's a miniature sculpture that traveled through millions of pockets. By 1976, the Italian mint had become an expert in producing high-precision stainless steel coins. The 100 lire series is known for its consistency, but this also means that collectors search even more carefully for rare flaws. Off-center strikes, rotated dies, and double dates are some of the variations numismatists look for. There are also rumors, whispered among collectors, about a possible small batch of 1976 coins struck with slightly thinner planchets, though this has never been officially confirmed. The possibility alone adds suspense, leaving collectors wondering if some of these coins are worth far more than expected. Even without such mysteries, the 1976 100 lire remains important because of its historical timing. It came just before Italy saw major financial reforms in the 1980s and just before the global shift that led Europe into monetary integration. Holding a 1976 coin feels like holding a freeze frame of Italy right before it entered a new era. And that is why collectors all over the world still value this particular year. Some for its artistry, others for its historical weight, and many for the unknown secrets it might still hide. To understand the full story of the 1976 Italian 100 lire, you also need to understand the daily life of Italians during that year. People were caught between tradition and modernization. Industries were expanding, young people were seeking new identities, and political conversations filled every street corner. In the middle of all this change, the 100 lire coin remained a common object in every pocket, symbolizing unity in a divided society. It paid for bus rides, fresh bread, morning coffee, and local markets, small but meaningful parts of daily survival. Its stainless steel shine became a familiar sight for millions, offering a sense of reliability during unstable times. And even though inflation reduced the purchasing power of the lire, people still trusted this coin more than many other forms of money. It felt strong, dependable, and almost indestructible. This connection between material strength and emotional comfort made the 100 lire one of the most beloved coins of the century. Today, the 1976 Italian 100 lire continues to fascinate collectors not because it is extremely rare, but because it carries the soul of an era. When you look at the coin today, you're not just seeing Minerva or an olive tree. You're witnessing Italy's struggle, ambition, fear, hope, and transformation. Every scratch, every shine, every preserved detail reminds you that this coin has traveled through time, carrying stories from people you will never meet. Some collectors say the real value of the 1976 100 lire lies not in its metal or rarity, but in the mystery it carries, because nobody knows how many important hands it may have passed through, which historic events it might have witnessed, or whether a rare minting error is still waiting to be discovered. And that is the beauty of coins. Something so small can hold a story bigger than the country it came from. The 1976 100 lire is one of those coins, silent, strong, mysterious, and unforgettable. The next 1979 Italian 100 lire coin may look like a simple piece of metal at first glance, but when you hold it in your hand, you're actually touching a fragment of Europe's dramatic past. A time when Italy was struggling, rebuilding, rising, and rewriting its identity. This coin features a powerful image: the Roman goddess Minerva standing confidently next to an olive tree, symbolizing wisdom, strength, and peace. But behind this elegant design lies a long history of political tension, economic transformation, and artistic symbolism that many people never knew existed. Minted in stainless steel, this coin represents Italy's decision to create durable money that could survive the daily hardships of a population facing inflation and rapid industrial growth. Every detail on this coin, from Minerva's spear to the leaves on the olive tree, tells a hidden story crafted by designer Giuseppe Romagnoli, who wanted the Italian people to carry a message of resilience in their pockets. And the deeper you look, the more this seemingly ordinary 100 lire begins to reveal secrets about a nation that was preparing for a massive leap into the modern world. When this coin was produced in 1979, Italy was going through one of its most turbulent decades. The 1970s were a time of domestic struggles, waves of political unrest, strikes across industries, and a rapidly changing society. Yet, despite all the chaos, Italian artistry and craftsmanship continued to shine, and this coin is a perfect example of that defiance. Millions of these coins circulated daily, from busy Roman streets to the marketplaces of Naples, passing through the hands of workers, students, travelers, and merchants. But what many people don't know is that 1979 marks a transitional moment right before Italy's entry into a new economic era that would eventually lead toward the creation of the European Union and later the euro currency. This means the 100 lire is not just money. It is one of the last strong symbols of Italy's independent monetary character. And because of that, collectors today search for specific years, minting errors, and rare variations of the 100 lire, believing some pieces might even be worth far more than their original value. The design of this coin carries layers of meaning that most people overlook. Minerva, the goddess of wisdom, wasn't chosen randomly. She represents intelligence, strategy, and victory, qualities Italians needed during a decade filled with uncertainty. The olive tree she touches symbolizes peace and growth, reminding citizens that stability was possible even during difficult times. But here's where things get interesting. Some historians believe that the olive tree symbolizes more than just peace. It represents Italy's ancient agricultural identity, a reminder of the nation's roots before industrialization changed everything. When you analyze the coin closely, you notice that Minerva stands tall, as if she is commanding Italy to stay strong and not lose its cultural identity. And since this coin circulated for decades, it influenced the minds of millions without them even realizing it. This hidden artistic propaganda shows how coins can be used not just as currency but as tools to shape national pride. Now, let's explore what happened behind the minting of the 1979 version. By this year, Italy's mint in Rome had perfected the production of stainless steel coins. The 100 lire was known for its exceptional durability, so strong that even today, many coins appear almost untouched despite being more than 40 years old. However, collectors often look for details like off-center strikes, misaligned dies, or faint doubling of the date or lettering, which can make some specimens unexpectedly valuable. There are rumors in the numismatic community that a small batch of 1979 coins was struck with a slightly lighter planchet, though no official confirmation exists. This mystery adds to the suspense and increases collector interest. Even without errors, the 1979 coin carries emotional and historical weight, making people wonder how many stories are hidden inside one piece. How many people held it, what purchases it made, and what journeys it witnessed. The economic environment of Italy in 1979 also plays a major role in understanding the coin's significance. Inflation was rising, industries were modernizing, and the working class was demanding major reforms. Because of this instability, coins like the 100 lire gained even more importance. They were reliable, familiar, and part of everyday life. People trusted these coins more than paper money, and their stainless steel structure gave them a sense of security, almost like carrying a small shield in their pocket. But what makes this coin even more captivating is the contrast between its material and its meaning. A tough metal used to express soft symbols like peace and wisdom. This balance reflects the condition of Italy at the time. Strong but struggling, peaceful yet fighting for progress, ancient yet stepping into the future. And as Italy prepared to enter international financial systems, this coin became one of the last true artifacts of the country's independent monetary identity. Today, the 1979 Italian 100 lire continues to attract collectors from all around the world, not because it is extremely rare, but because it carries a story that feels alive. When people look at it today, they don't just see Minerva or an olive tree. They see a nation's journey, the artistry of mid-20th century coin design, the strength of material engineering, and the emotional weight of decades in circulation. Some collectors say that the real value of this coin is not in money but in the stories it carries. And perhaps the greatest suspense comes from this simple question. Could one of these coins still be hiding a rare minting error that no one has discovered yet? The possibility alone keeps collectors searching, examining, and dreaming. Because every old coin has a secret, and sometimes, a small 100 lire can hold a story bigger than the nation it came from.